So here we are, Greg and me. Greg, I did another video and I introduced Greg, but just in case you didn't see that video, this is Greg Stein. He's now my top salesman. Only salesman. So if you call, you'll get me or Greg, because there's going to be more, I'll be away a bit more because I'm going to be doing the TV reality show called Playing Crazy Life. So Greg will be taking up the slack. But we brokered this plane the other day, last week. We picked it up from Sacramento and flew it back, and the video, there's a video before this of just my head flying it to Placerville because I didn't have an outside camera. And then people were asking, let's see the outside, what's it like? Because I was going on about how nice it was. So here we are to show you what it's like on the outside. So I mean, this isn't going to be a full-on Cessna 150 video, because we've done those before every year and every model and every production all the way through. This is just going to be looking at this plane briefly, this particular plane, and because Greg's learning, I'm going to be testing him and see if he's picked up on what it is. So let's see if he's got it. What year is it?
It's a 1966 150G.
G, okay, yep. And how many were built Cessna 150s in the production run?
23,000.
About,
roughly.
Yeah, 20. And how many Gs in this year?
2,666.
So 2,666 G models.
In 1966.
Yeah, they made a lot of them. And then a couple of the features we were talking about that made this different from the predecessors were...
you got a taller cabin.
How'd they do that?
They lowered the floor by 3 inches.
Lowered the floor, yeah.
And widened the cabin a little bit. So
How'd they do that?
They bowed out the doors.
Yeah, so that you feel it's wider, but it isn't. Mm-hmm. But it just feels it because it's less trim. Yeah, okay.
Psychological.
Yeah. And then the engines in them are always the same engine. It's a O200 Continental at like 96 horsepower. And fuel capacity?
22.5 gallons.
22.5, which is about 3.5 hours.
Right.
At 5 gallons an hour, doing about 95 knots. And this particular plane, the reason I wanted to video flying and how nice it was is because 150s at this age should have about 7,000 hours on them to be average. This one has 1,900 hours on it total time, and the engine. So the engine is the original engine from the mid-60s with 1,900 hours on it, still running perfectly, still with good compression, still not burning oil, even though it's way over its calendar time. It's in great shape, and as private pilots, we don't have to observe calendar time for TBO. We go by condition. You go by oil consumption and compression. So this particular plane, and because it's so nice and so low time, we advertised it and it lasted 2 days and it was paid for yesterday. So this is actually filming somebody else's plane. So thanks Mark, he knows who he is. So a few things about 150s in general, just to protect them, because students fly them and they probably don't know some of this stuff. Everybody maneuvers them on the ground by pushing down on the tail to get the nose wheel around, to put it on a tie down or put it in the hanger. So you shouldn't really do it, but people do it and you can do it, but if you're going to do it properly. So 6 inches back from the leading edge of the tail, there's the spar line, there's a rivet line there, and it's strong, it's the structure of the plane. If you put your hand on the spar, and then your whole forearm on the top of the dorsal fin, and there's a rivet line here and here, so there's a rib there and a rib there, and you spread the load with your palm, it takes very little effort to push the nose wheel into the air. And then you can maneuver it. See, I'm probably putting 50 pounds on it, but I'm putting it on very strong areas. So since this is so nice and clean and original and straight, it's a good template to show. If you were looking at buying a 150 and you wanted to see whether it's good or bad or original or not, this has never been damaged, so it's the way it was when it was new. So the trailing edge, the last foot of Cessna, with the forehead scratches, these things, those, if that is on the aileron, it should have this little washout at the end where the last foot comes up to the tip. If it's a straight aileron like a Cardinal or a 210, it doesn't. So that's normal. It'll swoop down to here and then be dead straight right into the flap, right out to the other side. And you won't see that. I mean, you'll see flight school planes like that with a trim tab, and you'll see flaps that have been pushed down, and you'll see caved in on top of here where it's been damaged. And so when you see it, this is what a 150 should look like. And you can see the whole way along the trailing edge how the control surfaces all match, and it fits and it's flush. So that is a nice version of, it applies to all Cessnas, but that's a nice version of this. Okay, let's have a look around inside. I just want to, I mean, there's nothing exceptional or special. It's just nice. So I want to show you it, but it's not even sales pitch because I sold the plane. But this is like it's a rare opportunity to see one in really nice shape. It's just clean. It's got, you know, the normal layout of instrumentation. It's got a little GPS, transponder, navcom, the normal mixture throttle, no prop control, of course, carb heat, and then the starter on these. You turn on the mags. You turn on the master, and then you pull that hard, and it starts. That's the starter, and this is only the mags. So that's the way they were originally, with a pull starter. 170s were like that. There's elevator trim, vertical speed, and amusingly, rear view mirror. And I was told when I was learning that was because everything comes up behind you in a 150, but it's really so that you can see the center line of the runway when you take off and know that you're still on track. And then the flap indicator, this has 40 degrees of flaps. Flap indicator's here. So if you were putting down flaps, there's 10, 20, it's a lot of flaps. Have a quick look at them when they're down. B-roll that in. Yeah? Okay. So, very impressive flaps. Even the firewall blanket back there that's normally kicked and damaged and pulled apart over years of use is perfect in this plane. So I mean, this was just a quick look at a nice plane. So we'll just that'll be there's a flying video of it separate to this. So just Mark at Skywagon University introducing Greg and looking over this nice little Cessna 150. If you like these videos, there's a lot more of them on the channel. There's going to be a lot more of them as well on the channel. So like and subscribe if you would, it supports us. And we're going to have a merch shop fairly soon too, which will have a link, and there'll be hats and jackets and t-shirts and things like that with various logos on it. Thanks for watching.